everyone, this is Ben Hawkins Media Corner back again with another AK After a Store Review episode for today. Welcome to a brand new episode for this series, and for this episode I'm here to talk to you guys about the 2021 musical drama based on the original stage musical of the same name, and it's from the creators of Hamilton, and in that film is In the Heights. So this movie was directed by Jon M, director of Crazy Rich Asians, which I do think that is a good movie. A really good romantic comedy film from 2018. And like I said, this is from the creators of Hamilton, which the creator of that original musical stage play is Lin-Manuel Miranda, which he of course he made this musical, and he's also in the movie too. And so basically the story of this film is that we follow this man named Usanvi, played by Anthony Ramos, and he basically lives in the streets of Washington Heights, like the street block of Washington Heights, where we see his normal life there. He works at the market, and he pretty much all he wants to do is just leave the city and just have a new life and start to explore a new life. And we also we don't just follow him in this movie. We follow a bunch of other characters in the film that are wanting to do this exact same thing as well. Like Corey Hawkins' character Benny, he wants to leave the city, and Leslie Gray, she plays Nina, she wants to leave the city as well, and Melissa Barrera as well, and who plays the character Vanessa, she wants to leave the streets as well. So basically follow each different characters of their home lives as well as what they want to do with their future as well. Like Anthony Ramos's character, we see his life, like he sort of has a family of sorts, even though he lives with his grandmama. And also for other characters, we see their home lives and what they do with their families as well. So we basically see that as well as what they while we see that what they want to do with their futures as well. So that's pretty much the story of In the Heights. Now, for me going into this film, I never really saw the stage musical. I just don't really watch stage musicals, like I said, which I've already said that when I reviewed Dear Evan Hansen. I don't really watch stage play musicals that much, but when the trailer, I didn't see the trailer on release day on YouTube or anything, but I remember seeing the trailer for this movie back on Christmas Eve in 2019 when I went to see a movie in the cinemas. And the trailer for this came up, and I was like, what's this? And when I was watching it, it kind of blew me away what this movie was looking like. And I didn't know much of any of the stars in the film, except for you got Anthony Ramos from A Star Is Born from 2018, which I absolutely adore that movie, and it's personally my favorite film of 2018. And you've got Lin-Manuel Miranda as well, who again, he's the creator of this musical, as well as of course being the creator of Hamilton, and as well as being one of the stars from Mary Poppins Returns, which I do think he's a talented actor as well as a musician as well, and a creator of music as well. I do think and since I was introduced to him in that, as well as started seeing him in other things before I saw this, I think he's become such a great sport of music really in recent years, and I can't wait. And I just think he's just had such a big name than ever of being in the music industry for movies and other stuff. And for the director Jon M, I was surprised of him doing a musical like this. Like I said, I did see one of his projects, which was Crazy Rich Asians, which I do adore that film. I do think that is a really good movie. It's a really good romantic comedy film with a pretty good cast in that, like such as Henry Golding, Ken Jeong, and all that. I really recommend that film if you guys haven't seen it. And I did rewatch the trailer before I was going to go and see the film, because I went to see this back in June of this year. I went to see this on release day, and my screen wasn't really that packed, because I guess they were seeing something else at the time something else that was released around the time that was much bigger than this. So like I said, I went to see this on opening day, and after walking out of the film, I freaking loved this movie to bits. This is easily one of my favorite musicals of all time, especially of this decade so far, and one of my favorite films of 2021. First off, the whole cast in the film, I thought everyone in this movie were absolutely terrific here in this movie, and they gave so damn good performances here. And even the singing as well, were absolutely were just just absolutely fit this movie so perfectly, for especially for the musical numbers, which are the musical numbers as well, which we'll get into that in a couple minutes. But everyone in this film are absolutely, like I said, terrific in this movie, and the music score, like for the singing, for their singing as well, they were absolutely perfect. There was not a single character in this movie that was misplaced, and you just felt like they didn't have a good singing voice. They had to make someone dub over it. There wasn't anything like that, which I thought Jon M did a great job of doing that as well. And for his direction as well in this movie is absolutely beautiful. It just felt like so many bright colors were popping out all over the screen, and for like to capture every single singing and dancing in this movie, which I absolutely thought he did a phenomenal job of directing all of that to make it such a gorgeous looking film. And it's even one of his best works, and I would say it's even much better than Crazy Rich Asians. His direction in that film is great, but here it's perfect. It's beautiful because of the singing and the dancing in the film, which the music scores in the film and the musical numbers is absolutely phenomenal. And I absolutely love the musical numbers in this film. Like, since the opening song and a few other songs in the film, I freaking adored in this movie. And as for its story for a musical, it absolutely fits this movie very perfectly. Mostly focusing on the character developments for every single characters in the film. We don't just follow like one character in this film. We do follow more than one character in this film. It's not Anthony Ramos's character we follow the most. We follow different types of characters in the film. Like, you've got Leslie Grace's character Nina. We follow her as well, like what she wants to do when she wants to leave Washington Heights, as well as for Corey Hawkins' character Benny. We follow that as well, and Melissa Barrera as well. We follow her as well. Her character Vanessa as well. We follow her as well. It doesn't just focus on one character. No, it focuses more than one. It's just, which I thought the people who like Jon M and Lin-Manuel Miranda for capturing all of that on screen was absolutely perfect to make it such a a lighthearted, uplifting musical. And for each act in the film, all three acts were handled so perfect, so well done. The first act is really like such like a happy moment. It's such like a bright smile on your face for me, because when I was starting to get into it, since hearing the first song in the film, I was like getting into this film, like what was going on. And the second act of the film, I found it really touching as well, and it did make me cry when I was watching it. But in the third act, it almost got me, but I was still having a lovely time when I was watching it. And again, Jon M and Lin-Manuel Miranda together, they did another incredible job of doing that so excellent. And there's not such a and I don't think there's any one single dull moment I can find with this movie, because this movie just has everything so perfectly well for a musical. Like I said, everything about this movie was just absolutely brilliant. The acting was terrific. The music was amazing. The editing and the direction was handled so well done. It's beautifully well made, and each act is handled so well as well. And the story is absolutely fantastic as well. And this is easily one of Lin-Manuel Miranda's greatest musical creations he's done to be put onto a big screen. Well, for Hamilton, though, which I did watch last year on Disney Plus, well, that wasn't even a movie. It wasn't like a theatrical film or anything. I love the musical of that, but this one is I love this one even more, and it's easily one of his best musical creations he's ever done to make into like sort of a film, and it's easily one of his best he's ever done. And this is easily Jon M's best film since Crazy Rich Asians. Like I said, Crazy Rich Asians is really good, but here it's 100% much better than Crazy Rich Asians in my opinion. And if you're a fan of the original, if you've seen the original stage play musical, or if you're a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda or Jon M or anything like that, this is a 100% a huge recommendation here by myself. Especially even for those who are a fan of musicals as well. I do like musicals. There's just sometimes there are some musicals I just don't really get into that much, but this is easily one of the best musicals that I've ever seen, and even for this decade so far, for the 2020s decade, it's one of the best ones I've ever seen of this year, and it's easily one of my favorite movies of 2021. So I'm gonna give In the Heights 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, it definitely deserves that rating, along with any other movies I would give any other musicals I would give that rating, which I will do a review of those in the next year. Talking about some of my other favorite musicals that I would love to share my thoughts with you guys. So, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After a Saw review on In the Heights, and let me know what you think of this musical. If you have seen this already, do you absolutely adore this movie, or were you very disappointed with this musical? And also let me know what is your favorite musical from each decade. I would like to hear what is your favorite from each decade. I might do a video of that. Like say, oh, this is my favorite from this decade, this one, blah blah blah. I might do one of them. But thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews. And as always, this has been Hawkins Media Corner signing off.